Surprise, motherfucker.
I've got you in my sights.
You cannot hide from King Tony Heavy.
I need some doggone help.
Oh, this ain't good.
Incoming!
That was a summary of a high-level John Doe gameplay brought to you by yours truly. John Doe is a killer whose kit is primarily used to trap end zone survivors, but unlike the trapper from Dead by Daylight, John Doe doesn't rely on just one ability. He has three, all of which synergize extremely well when used correctly. First is Corrupt Energy, which lets him launch multiple spikes from the ground to trap and block off survivors from escaping. This is technically a projectile, but more on that later. Next is Digital Footprint, where he sets up a puddle of dark, code, shadow, ink. I don't know, you tell me in the comments. Whatever it is, it slows highlights and damages any survivor who steps on it. This is basically John Doe's bread and butter. I mean, the Corrupt Energy was basically the same, but you get the point, right? And then you got Arrow 4-4, which briefly reveals the current location of every survivor on the map. Pretty simple. Now, you might be thinking, wow, John Doe has so much potential with this kid. He is definitely the best killer right now, right? Which I would say, no, not really. Look, John Doe does have a strong kid, no doubt about that. But every upside, there's a downside. And his biggest drawback is his speed. John Doe currently has the third slowest movement speed, or second slowest if you count Cool Kid and Jason sharing the same stat, which they do. John Doe is a trap-oriented killer, which means he needs to strategically set up and utilize his abilities to secure kills. If you're not planning ahead or controlling space, you're not getting much done with him. Take this clip for example. At the beginning of the match, I knew this narrow path was a hot spot for survivors to travel through. So I set up a digital footprint there. That way, the survivor will either have to take the longer route or risk getting caught. Skip ahead a few seconds and I see this elite running away, heading straight toward one of my traps. So I chase after him. And what do you know? They somehow didn't see the trap, stepped right on it, got slowed, and boom, free kill. And after killing like Elliot, I use my Arrow 4-4 to look for more survivors. And I see this Shetletsky here doing a generator. So you know what I do? I use my Corrupt Energy to make a wall so that he can escape the other way, and place a digital footprint here to, you know, trap him. And well, buddy,
Oh, this ain't
you're not gonna live to see another day. I am so sorry. And what about this clip? After I took out this guest in 237, I noticed that he dropped a medkit. And I mean, it's a medkit, the only consumable survivors can use to heal themselves without relying on teammates like Elliot or Billerman. So naturally, I placed a digital footprint on it, right on it, just in case a dumb survivor tried to grab it. And sure enough, after a while, someone steps on it. And it was, oh, of course, it's 2-time, dude. You know, after the 2-time rework, I felt that 80% of 2-time players just becomes dumber. Like, seriously, what's going on here? Okay. In this last clip, I'm chasing a dying alien in the glass house. I noticed he went up the stairs in this area, so I set up digital footprint there just in case to block him if he tried to come back down. And out of nowhere, this guest 1337 charges at me, but he misses and accidentally triggers the digital footprint I left. Thanks to the speed boost I got from that, I managed to kill this poor alien. He honestly could have gotten away if that guest hasn't tried to rush me. Like, you see what I'm talking about? John Doe performs way better when you can actually utilize his traps well. It's not just about slowing survivors down. Every time someone steps on a digital footprint, he gets a speed 1 boost for 10 seconds. That might not sound like much, but oh, trust me, that 10-second speed boost is really, and I mean really important for John Doe. Like, seriously, try playing John Doe without using his traps. Just run around and rely only on your N1s. Go ahead, try it. Then come back and tell me how it went. Speaking of which, his M1s. Yeah, let's talk about that. Unlike most killers, John Doe's M1s are the slowest in the game, with a super reactable windup. This makes it really easy to dodge and counter, especially if you're playing as Guest 1337. Yeah, that's a thing. Okay, so if you're still not convinced on why this is a bad thing and why it really matters for John Doe, take a look at this clip. Come back here, come back here. Good, nice dodge. Guys, get out of here. Okay, yep, you're dead. Oh, how? Okay, how did that miss? Okay, you gotta be kidding me. What the fuck was that hitbox? Oh, yep, you're dead. You're... What the... Oh, really? Go! Okay, let's rewind a bit and... Oh my god, why this map? Okay, I'm being off script right now because I just want to talk about, just rant about this map. Why the hell does Planet Boss exist? I don't think any killer or any survivor, unless you're playing 1x1, like this map at all. And if you like this map, you need to see a doctor. Like, seriously, what the hell is this layout? Lots of walls, lots of trees. Like, literally, what do I do as a John Doe here? Like, what do you want me to do? Let's talk about Corrupt Energy. Corrupt Energy is basically John Doe's version of a projectile. He launches 26 giant spikes from the ground that can damage and block survivors. This ability is mainly used to trap survivors and corner them, creating a very dangerous and tight spaces for you to capitalize. It's great for zoning, air denial, and turning the environment into a death trap. Now, I mostly see people use them as a projectile mid-chases. And honestly, that's a pretty bad way to use it. Look, I get that John Doe doesn't have any gap closers, but relying on a move that's meant to trap, that roots you in place, and isn't even that fast as a projectile, yeah, that's just stupid. Here's what I'd like to do and what you should do with Corrupt Energy instead. Trapping. Like, again, let me remind you, John Doe is a trap-oriented killer. He is not built to spam M1s 24/7. He needs to use his abilities to control space, trap survivors, and take them out one by one. Not hope for a lucky snipe across the map. I mean, sure, there are moments where sniping survivors with Corrupt Energy works well. Come on. Oh wait, he's doing the generous over there. Does this reach? Oh my god, it reached. Hold on. Oh, hello, Elite. Oh, you don't expect that one, but let's be real, it's not gonna work 100% of the time. It's more of a last resort than anything, and more of a surprise attack when the survivors didn't really see you from the far. And not to mention, those spike walls you create, yeah, they can block you off too. Sometimes letting survivors escape instead. Okay, here's a clip that showcased a good use of John Doe's Corrupt Energy. I spot this Chetlatsky on a cliff here. Now, knowing I'm nearby, he got two choices. Run down the stairs and risk me chasing him, or stand on a cliff and wait for me to come up. But screw that, I'm just gonna... Why did you fall down and just stand there? Now you're trapped. Okay, you know what? Let's get to the next clip, shall we? Okay, in this clip, I was chasing this Builderman and he is very low, as you can see. I'll manage to land hit, and I noticed that he tries to get to the ship area in the Pirate Bay, so I just do this. I blocked off his exit, and now I am so sorry, Builderman. You're gonna die. Alright, this is definitely my best clip. Unless I'm standing on Pirate Bay, I saw this chance onto the pirate ship. And ladies and gentlemen, what do we have here? A fish in a barrel. Wow, that's gotta be... that gotta suck, huh, Chance? Okay, now, some of you John Doe mains have probably noticed the elephant in the room. That's right, I haven't talked about his two passives yet. Natural Malevolence and Unstoppable. Natural malevolence is the corrupted trail John Doe leaves behind him as he moves. Any survivor that touches it gets inflicted with Corrupted 1 and takes a bit of chip damage, basically discouraging survivors from getting too close. Then there's Unstoppable, which made it so John Doe could only be stunned for a max of 2 seconds, making Sentinel survivors almost useless against him. That is what I would say if Unstoppable hadn't just been nerfed. Before the nerf, John Doe could only be stunned by stunning abilities only for a max of 2 seconds, which, let's be honest, made 3 out of 4 Sentinels feel completely useless against him. It was broken. And now, Unstoppable only activates when John Doe is interrupted while using Arrow 404 or Corrupt Energy. And you know what? That's actually fair. Back then, most people played John Doe like a straight up M1 spam killer. Despite the fact he was slower than Jason and Cool Kid, he didn't care about stuns, didn't care about zoning. If you had better stamina management than the survivors, you're pretty much set in stone, which, by the way, is literally the opposite of how a trapper is supposed to play. But now, he actually has to be played the way he was intended, as a trapper who zones, controls space, and picks up survivors one by one. And the best part, there's even a new tech that people are starting to use, a little trick that I personally like to call 404 parry. On the surface, Arrow 404 just looks like a tracking tool. It shows you where all survivors are for a short time, pretty standard stuff, right? But here's the thing, it can also be used to parry stuns from Sentinels. Yeah, you heard that right. You can also do this with Corrupt Energy, but that scenario is very unlikely. And because Arrow 404 has a very generous activation window, it's actually way easier to pull off than something like Guess 1337 Parry Punch. Now, I won't lie, it's a lot harder to pull this against a 2-time, but they're also risking corruption from the trail just by getting close. So as long as you got a good awareness and know how to dodge, you're pretty much good. So to all of you out there saying John Doe is the worst killer now because Unstoppable is useless, think again. Let me show you a little something. Here's a gameplay of me wiping an entire server against a full team of competent survivors. Here we are. As this 2-time is running away, don't worry, I'll just block him off with my Corrupt Energy. There we go. Oh, there's an exit there. That's fine, I can just chase him down. And looks like he's gonna run out of energy right now, so I'm just gonna this is getting hardcore. Hello again, 2-time. This time you can't run away from. There we go. You can't run away from. Oh, he has full ablation. Hello, 2-time. He doesn't have the knife. Okay. This can't be. Why am I losing even though I did everything right? The timer is almost out, and there are still 5 survivors left. Was I wrong? Is John Doe really the worst killer? So, how does it feel to play as John Doe? Well, if I can summarize it, it's painful but enjoyable. Like, if you overcome the hindrance and the obstacle that John Doe has, playing and winning as him feels very good, unlike playing our killers. He doesn't have any gap closers. He needs to utilize his traps. And if you manage to pull it off, it actually feels good. So, to all of my John Doe mains that watches this video, never give up. Don't let the nerf hinders your performance. Always remember to always have fun. This is Marza, and thank you all for watching this video.